Cindy and I were, when we were sitting here when I came in, we were talking about something that happened 20 years ago. It seemed like it happened yesterday, or 35 years ago. And I keep saying to myself, I can't believe things are going. So, you know, don't waste any time. So anyhow, what I have here for you, thanks for your, is a number of years ago, a lot of years ago, probably 50 years ago, Earl Nightingale, and maybe you guys have all heard this. This is a copy, or this is a CD, and I burned it. I actually was going to get new ones, but I couldn't, guys. So these are a little pretty. This is Think and Go Rich, okay? Done by Earl Nightingale. And Nightingale, you've all heard probably his voice and so forth, but it's his interpretation of, or his discussion of Think and Go Rich. You're not going to get one. You got them, didn't you, Cindy?
Yes, thank you.
But I would, oh yeah, you do. All right. I don't know, I still don't know how to do math, I can't count. But anyhow, you know, I would suggest that, you know, sometime in the next 24 hours, you stick that thing into a CD player and maybe you listen to it. It goes over the 13 principles, takes about 20 minutes to listen to it. And then I would suggest that you go back and maybe do it more often, you know, listen to it over the next week. And you'll see some different changes. So anyhow, thanks for your time and attention, it's fun.
Thanks, James.
Okay, great.
Appreciate it. If I could just add something to James, so it was June 1st of last year where I started doing the whole morning, every morning. So I've done it every morning since June 1st.
Done what?
Done something he's gonna tell you.
The burning desire,
Oh, okay.
which
Yeah.
is, you know, amount, what am I willing to give in exchange for that amount, why? Because if you don't have a why and that enthusiasm, which is one of the principles, it's kind of like putting a cake in an oven and not the heat, the enthusiasm is the heat that's going to bake the cake. No enthusiasm, or you don't have a big why, it's just eggs and butter and flour and stuff. So anyway, so I started doing this June 1st, and it wasn't until like November around Thanksgiving time that things started like coming into place. And then, you know, having somebody, you know, kind of raise their hand for help in December, and Chris and I helping them out and saying, oh, this is a ton of fun, and kind of just evolving. And there's days where I don't want to do it, right? And then the coach that we hired, and then, you know, the miracle, it just kind of start, like he said, stuff as it goes along. It's a slow start. But as you get some momentum and things start happening, it starts happening a whole lot faster. You know, and this event right here was just created by Chris first, because he had the vision that I didn't have at the time. And when you don't have the synergy, there's resistance, and we had resistance, you know, until when we were on the same page, and then we were able to move, you know, a lot faster. So for you guys, you know, for me, I just say I'm giving all day, every day in return for whatever my monthly recurring is, you know, world-class consulting programs and masterminds so rockstar agents can grow their business and ultimately have more freedom in their life. Because that's what, you know, humans were all about. It's growth and freedom. You know, and if the more we're able to help. So a billionaire told a friend of mine, he's like, the way you get rich is you make a lot of offers and you help people get what they want. Right? So when Julie asked me, the Keller Williams Mastermind, you know, why don't you have a team after, you know, Miltsy goes and tells 400 people that I'm an internet marketing genius. And it's just like, why don't I have a team again? And it's just like, I feel that I can have a bigger impact and provide more value to agents and help them grow their business than I can help someone, you know, buy or sell a home. You know, so so again, it just comes down to that value and what can you give in return. It's what outcomes can you provide other people and who are they? You know, so when my coach asked me, he's like, who's your avatar? And I was just like, oh, you know, everybody, every realtor. It's like, no, who's your avatar? How many deals a month are they doing? What kind of volume? What kind of overwhelm? What kind of challenges do they have? Right? And it's the single agent doing 3, who's wearing all 10 hats and being underpaid and wrongly taxed and so on and so forth. Right? So it was like that was my avatar. And he's like, you stick with that. Don't be all things to, you know, all people. So, but the end point here is, you know, you guys are going to leave here. You're going to start using this stuff in your business. And when you grow, you're going to meet resistance. You're going to meet obstacles. You're going to meet clients that are going to give you some resistance on whatever your commissions or fees, right? And that's why we're here, because this stuff is going to happen. Obstacles will happen. And when you put stuff out to the universe, you will get a challenge to make sure that that is what you actually want to do, right? Because the minute I decided to do you know, the group consulting and stuff, I had like 6 other opportunities come in just to test, to make sure I was committed to that, right? And I made a decision, a promise, not a goal. Like I made a promise to my wife, because she's like, you're going to go out there, it's trafficking virgin, you're going to go out there to Kevin Agent's house, and you're going to come home and you're going to do something different again. And I promised her that I would absolutely, positively not do that, right? So I made it so I don't have goals. I make promises. They're not to just myself, you know, they're to my family and my clients and everybody that I help, so that they can better help, you know, other people. And that's what I would, you know, encourage you guys to do is, you know, get uncomfortable a little bit. You know, you're going to run into those obstacles. Let them happen. And, you know, when you need help with it, that's what we're here for, help, because it is going to happen. I guarantee it, right? But if we don't know where we're going, so James is always the GPS, where are you at, where you want to go. If I don't know where you want to go, then anything I do right now doesn't matter. So that's why I said you guys aren't leaving here until, you know, you have that next one thing that's going to help you, you know, grow your business, that you're going to make a promise, you know, to get done. Because all the training in the world without implementation is just pure entertainment. And you guys invested 2 days of your time, which is extremely valuable. You invested money, which is extremely valuable. And I'd hate to have you guys investing in entertainment. So get that next one thing. You know, make a promise to yourself, you know, and we're here to help, because you're going to meet challenges, you're going to meet obstacles. I run a 1,600 unit a year mastermind with 6 people. Guess what? They have challenges too. 500 unit a year person has challenges, the same as a single agent. They're just different challenges, right? And what are they doing? They're getting help from other people. So we're here to help. Whatever you need help in, send it over. You'll see a lot of problems being solved and answered, you know, when we share the stuff. And we're going to work on helping get some of the graphics work, you know, be able to help you guys, because like, oh, I like that, you know. So anyway, but it's one thing at a time. It's just one thing at a time, and getting it done and doing the most important one first. And whenever you need something, you know, just say send it over.
Sean, can I just pipe in for just 1 second?
Yep.
I think, you know, I don't know who said it, but it's one of these things that we all throw out to people. But one of the things that I firmly believe in, that it's more important for you to work on yourself than it is for you to work on your business. Okay? Because I just explained to you that these guys worked on their businesses and made millions of dollars, and whether it was 100 years ago or whether it's today. And unless they work on themselves, in most cases they're going to come up against a wall, or they're going to self-destruct, or they're going to whatever. So it's not, you know, it's the old adage, we all know this, you know, it's not so much what happens to you, it's how you handle what happens to you. So of course I'm a little prejudiced because I'm, you know, selling the idea of working on yourself here, but that's really the key to the deal. So when you can continually master yourself and continue to grow in that direction, you'll be able to help a whole lot more people. Self-discipline, all the rest of the things, and get a better understanding of how in the world do you work? I mean, how does this head work?
And that's why each morning, you know, I do the miracle mornings, which is just spending getting up an hour earlier to work on yourself. You know, and do the affirmations and journaling and reading and a little bit of exercise and meditation, because I'm working on me. Because if I can work on me, I'm going to be a whole heck of a lot more useful to other people. If I'm a hot mess, I am useless to everybody else. So, you know, I've been doing that for like 8 or 9 weeks. Been doing the journal thing since June 1st every day since last year. And it's just funny when you get the momentum, just how it just builds, you know, on itself, or knocking down a domino. And that's, you know, if you've read the one thing, it's what's the first domino? When that domino falls, that domino can tip over one that's almost twice its size. And it's just pushing those one dominoes at a time to create that momentum to knock all those things over. And you start with the smallest one, and it can work its way up, you know, over time. So, and then to your point, so when the space shuttle leaves Fort Lauderdale and goes to the moon, it is only actually directly pointed at the moon 1 out of every 30 seconds. So the other 29 seconds, it is making those minor adjustments to stay on track. And that's the other thing for you guys to get from wherever you're at to wherever you want to be. It's those daily minor adjustments that are going to get you there. And if